Oh, yes, yep. Gander speed burned 116 is back.
Vivid 116, thank you.
Right, what have I missed? Everybody's gone. So myself. Cool. I just stretched the legs a little bit. Have quick something to eat. Had physiological break. Here we are. I was waiting for that one. VATSIM are having voice issues. Yep.
Transat 110, is there an update on potential higher flight level?
Oula, check the string.
Air Transat 110 is an update on our potential for that?
Air Transat 110, yeah, what level were you requesting again, sorry?
Check this out.
350 would be ideal, Air Transat 110.
Air Transat 110.
Amazing.
Let me see what I can do, just stand by.
Wow, these guys are going in the Great Canadian North up there, dans le Grand Nord canadien. Wow.
Copy that, climb level 330, Air Transat 110.
Santa Maria is on now. Where am I? Yeah, so mostly ahead of the pack. So no issues there really. That's beautiful. Highly unrealistic, but beautiful nonetheless.
2415 Gander, hello. Are you interested in any higher?
As far as we're aware, we've been told to maintain this level.
Yeah, I've got capacity to bring you into the NAT structure if you're interested in higher. If not, no worries, but, you know, I thought it'd be nice.
Let's see the Facebook group.
We can take for anywhere between 29 and 37.
A radio check.
Hope you're doing well. Hope your little health issues are solved. Amazing, 15 months. You're a legend. Amazing. Yeah, I hope everything is feeling a little bit better. Last time you felt a little bit miserable, I think, so hopefully everything is sorted out.
Level 350, Air Transat 110.
Young people are not using Facebook anymore. You think I'm young, yeah? No, I used to have Facebook actually, but I kind of got rid of it because you know, it was getting a little bit too much, and so yeah. Oh, cool! It's getting better. At least it's getting better. Not totally solved, but getting better. That's good. Let me double check what's going on in the outside world. The wife has texted. Good.
And Gander, Air Transat 110360, possible a little bit lighter now.
Air Transat 110 again.
Is 360 available?
Oh, you cannot change frequency at the moment. Oh, damn!
Okay, copy that.
Yeah, Roy, go ahead. The link should be allowed for everybody, I think. There's no issues. Yeah, doing well, thank you very much. Just back from a little break for maybe 15 minutes or so. Just had something to eat, stretch the legs, relieve the sore bummitis a little bit. I still have 3.5 hours to go at least. So not quite there yet, but almost halfway. And unbelievable, but there's a headwind over the North Atlantic. Would you believe it? God. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's nice as well, with those little magenta dots. Cool. That's a lot of traffic, yeah. Oh, you're going through moderate turbulence. Nice. It's good that you managed to make your way out of Toronto and now like getting out of Canada. You said you were Air France, is it 455? No, can't remember. See if we can spot you on... Ah no, Air France 256 maybe. Oh yeah. Air France 256. Yeah, I got you here on Volanta. Jeez, I found you very quickly. That's pure talent, once again. I know, I know. Here you are, Air France 256. Oh, lost ya.
To the 261 Gander Radio 55.
Here is Air France 256.
Gander Radio, American 222.
Nice.
American 222 Gander Radio, hello, report your mark number.
0.8.
So currently talking to, is it Montreal, yeah?
American 222 Gander Radio.
Montreal.
Gander clears, American 222.
And then heading towards the Grand Nord Canadien.
American 222 heavy.
Thank you. Air France 007, are you here?
Fantastic. Yeah, it's impressive on Volanta. The moment is very good.
370.
Yeah, the Halloween Easter eggs.
Okay, yes, look, I know you can all talk again. That doesn't mean you all have to talk.
There was actually with Volanta some sort of contest. As you can see at the top of let me remove the image here. At the top of Volanta they put like CTP Eastbound, and then there's supposed to be some sort of a contest. Oops. Where you can win prizes and stuff.
You're about 100 miles late on your check-in. You should have been handed off by Gander. If you weren't, I apologize.
But it's telling me you don't have an eligible flight. I thought you had to fly across the pond, so that's what I'm doing, but it says I'm not eligible, so maybe once the flight is complete, I don't know. But there are like prizes to be won, so that's a little bit like the eggs, I guess.
Okay, so you need to be flying that, then you're now in oceanic airspace. Maintain Mach
so to speak.
80, thank you.
We maintain Mach decimal 80 Air France 007.
Virgin 255, you still alive?
The sun is still up, so that's good. I don't know where it is though.
Thank you. Call Shanwick now 131.
Where's the sun? Oh, here's the sun. Oh.
Gator American 222 heavy requesting a Southwest check when you have time.
What's the case?
So pretty much in the middle of nowhere, huh? Here. I have to admit, it's a big chunk of water to cross. You can kind of see the weather patterns for the next few days in Europe, because obviously the weather is coming from the ocean and then onto Europe, so you can predict a little bit what the weather is going to be in Europe in the next few days. And we're still not any tops. Yeah, time to go for something to eat, go for a little stretch. And you're still within within kind of I was going to say domestic. No, it's not domestic, but we are not any tops yet.
Virgin 3 Alpha, we crossed the line at
Oh, you've resorted to text.
Hotel Kilo Juliet.
Yeah, no, VATSIM ATC, everybody's got to go to Sonderstrom Kangerlussuaq, yeah. Good luck with that. So, if we're not into ETOPS yet, we can check the weather.
Standby, still waiting on the tag handover. Virgin 3 Alpha, which fix are you inbound to?
ATC 0, yeah. It's like Coke Zero, huh? It's the diet version.
How are you now? Ah, there you are, Virgin 3 Alpha, thank you. Report your maximum.
So Meta CYYT, not that I'm gonna divert, but 030 at 10, pretty much as forecast. 15 statute miles, few at 2,000 feet, 8 degrees. So that's good. And AFV officially dead. That's not good news. Hopefully they're gonna restore it relatively quickly. That's really not good news. So where you are, there's no more radios. It seems to be patchy then, because the controller where I'm tuned to is obviously still talking in the background.
Josh, it's Matt. Hello. Aircraft 94 Mike Sierra, flight level 350, entry point 40.
That's what also kind of concerns me with my beautiful internet connection. If ever one day I want to do some controlling, is you know, to get this kind of issues, technical issues. You're always kind of you know, subject to those technical issues, unfortunately. So, and Shannon is good as well.
Hello, you've climbed into
More than enough Cat 1 minima. Beautiful. So we can officially proceed ETOPS.
Thank you. What level
What you've noticed as well is that I maintain the center line. Personally, I like to maintain the center line.
So I don't know why the reason we give you
If it tickles my fancy, you can take one right or two right on the slope. You know, the strategic lateral offset procedure. Yeah, accurate. But I like to maintain the center line. Why would you go off track? Offset, I mean. Well. And it's probably been half an hour now, so we'll remember, be good people. Squawk 2000.
420 the cell calls on the way. I'll work on flight level 370 for you. Just stand by.
There you go. And Bob's your uncle.
Virgin 17 Bravo.
15 degrees, nice. Runway 12. Yeah, runway 12. And Lima India Papa Echo.
Sorry, who was that for?
In Finland, oh, they can't hear any planes, but all the planes can hear him. Okay, at least. Oh, Volanta still on the screen. Ah, bugger. Every time I forget. It doesn't want to go. Oh yeah, here it is. Gone. So what did I do? Yeah. Set Squawk 2000 down here. Squawk is now 2000.
420,
check the weather in CYYT, which is St. John's, and Shannon, EINN. So we're good. What happened in Rome once, the controller could hear us, but not, you couldn't hear him. Yeah, as I said, we're subject to those network, technology, internet issues. It's a global network, of course. And, I guess maybe it depends on the part of the world that people are in, because this guy is still, he's still tuned, so. Yeah, it's coming on nicely.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Viva 261, then amended clearance. Shamrock clears, Gander clears. Viva 261, maintain Mike Decimal 82.
Cool. You could see here on the display where I put the equal time point, but basically the midpoint, we're still a long way from it. And so anything happening before we get to the midpoint, obviously it's subject to decision making and everything, but at the moment I don't see any reason not to stick to the ETOPS setup. So anything happening before reaching that point, then we're supposed to get back to St. John's, at least initially head back towards Canada, and anything after the midpoint here, then head to Shannon, yeah, so, or possibly go up to Keflavik, but yeah, it's long distances involved, and that's what makes you think, you know, if you have to run, let's say after a depressurization at 10,000 feet with the aircraft like half buggered, training yourself around at 10,000 feet for a good 2 hours, it will be it will be a bad day, let me tell you. It will be a really, really bad day. But at least you would have two engines if the two engines are working okay with the depressurization. The worst, of course, will be depressurize and then, you know, lose an engine and then like, you know, fly around on one engine and depressurize. But even also like one engine, it's not like a good situation because you're in the middle of nowhere and you kind of need to get on the ground quite pronto, you know. That's where maybe as an option, I would personally consider like going to a place like in Greenland. If somebody's listening and say, "Oh, what is this guy talking about?" Like, you know, but yeah, I would possibly consider going to a place in Greenland if it was close by, of course. Because like on one engine, for example, it's quite critical, you know. It's not a matter of oh yeah, your ETOPS you can fly for 3.5 hours on one engine. No, that's not really the way it works. Those engines are very reliable, so if something goes dramatically wrong with one of them, then you really have to take care of the second one and not ask too much of it. So yeah. Oh, Rotterdigger, I don't have my water. I had a good drink of water before coming back, so I didn't take the bottle. But I'll pretend. Cheers. Maybe I'll go and get the bottle later on, but I've had a good drink. So AFV is kaput. It's not a good thing. Behind me it's 346. And still have 20 minutes to 40 west. 40 west, God. At 50 west we had 43.5 on the fuel. But we are making fuel still, that's good. So 43.5, that's plus 1.8 on the fuel. And as I said, the number here, 41.7, is not the strict minimum required. It includes the extra fuel and the contingency as well. So fuel-wise, we're not just 1.8 extra over the minimum required. We are like way over that. It's just the way the flight plan is done here. So doing very well indeed. Time-wise, I'm not sure. 13:43 was the time. What's the actual time of arrival?
Steve 261, hello, say again.
So we would write the time as well. There should be a little line where you could enter the ETA. Let's see if Volanta has taken the departure time. Oh, Volanta is not showing the takeoff time for some reason. I don't know where I could find information anyway. That's not really that vital, but yeah, that's what we would do. You know, the checking the fuel, obviously, in an area like this is very important, because if you're leaking fuel, then at some point you're gonna have to shut down an engine. So it's quite important to keep track of the fuel consumption and note any discrepancies. You know, if it's only losing 100 or 200 kilos per hour is not too bad.
Hello,
If you were starting to lose more than, let's say, 500 kilos every half an hour, and you would get like an imbalance, then that would start, like, you know, being a concern.
West,
Really.
call 131.650, Connie 213.
If you see what I mean, because you don't want to run out of fuel on one side, or so you have to, as soon as you notice the fuel leak, go through the checklist. There's a fuel leak checklist. If you know, you go through all the steps and you agree that it's a leak, then you'll have to shut down the engine. And then the checklist here actually in the simulator is not the actual real checklist. I think they simplified it, or it was maybe the checklist that was used many years ago, but they kind of refined the checklist a little bit. And now you try to work out if it's an engine leak. So if the leak is in the engine, you know, in one of the pipes or whatever, or if it's the actual tank which is leaking. And so you go through a series of steps to determine where the leak is. If the leak is in the engine, then you shut down the engine, and obviously the leak will be isolated. And then I think, out of memory, that's really, you can then use the fuel that is in the opposite tank. If the tank is leaking on the other side, then you have to be a little bit more careful, you know. So, but it wouldn't be a good situation. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's a nice shot. As I said, we're gonna get a sunset in the other direction. We had the sunrise about 3-4 hours ago, and get a sunset in like maybe 2 hours from now. Amazing. A very short day over the North Atlantic. Let me quickly text the wife. She's telling me about that that guy who's a bit of a tyrant, a bit extreme. Yes, sir. Following your order, sir. Give me 5. Give me 4. 5 push-ups. 10 push-ups. It's the coach for the kids. Give me 10 push-ups now. Get down. 10 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. No, you got it wrong. 10 push-ups. No, come on. Chill out. They are kids, you know. Just give them a break a little bit. Anyway. This is Cross the Pond. It's not a coaching session. Oh, the Airbus MCDU is not working with MSFS. Ah, yeah. It should work with P3D, but you're not sure if you should download. Is that like, yeah, download the drivers for it for P3D? There are like different drivers or different like kind of plugins. With P3D, I would imagine it should work, but because P3D is a little bit more adapted for all those little accessories, if you see what I mean. Whereas MSFS, because it's new and it's a totally different engine and software, it's maybe not so well adapted to all those goodies, because those goodies have been around for like a while, so they'll be adapted to FSX and repaired, which is pretty much the same. But maybe MSFS is too new for these things. That's my That's my quick analysis of the issue, but I'm no authority in terms of simulation apart from it. Oh, you don't have P3D? Oh, I thought you did. Oh, my bad. But as we discussed like before, I believe at this stage to get P3D is maybe a little bit useless because MSFS is gonna take over, you know. Even if I personally, like, you know, I'm not very keen on it, but it will take over at some point. So P3D might, you know, improve, and there might be a version 6, for example. But that's why, personally, for the moment, I don't feel the need to go on to P3D version 5, because I do believe like MSFS in the next few months is definitely going to take over, and then P3D version 5 will be dead. So, so unless they get a version 6, then I think reluctantly I have to admit that MSFS is the way ahead. So. And we are now officially into ETOPS. Very scary prospect, huh? I don't know if it will work with Explain. And apparently there's an Explain version 12 coming out soon, from what I've briefly saw around on the various forums and Discord servers. So maybe Explain 11 or Explain 12 are good for the accessory there for the MCDU panel. But apart from P3D, Explain, and now MSFS, I don't really see any alternatives. I mean, unless you go back into something like FSX, but I don't even know if it's still available, to be fair. So, oh, it's texting a lot going on. Position reports are not required. Ah, okay, he said. So hi, I thought Rotterdigger, you had the Aerosoft Airbus, or am I mistaken? Because my understanding was that you had the Aerosoft Airbus, the one I like. It's actually a nice little plane. I know it's not very advanced, but for me, who doesn't get much about Airbus, it's good enough, you know. And it can fly. It takes you from A to B, and you've got a working FMC more or less, and all these things. So I know the Aerosoft Airbus is. Yeah, on P3D, the Airbus is coming separate. Yeah. For example, the Aerosoft Airbus, you'll have to get it separately. Yeah. Whereas on MSFS, if I understand, the is it the fly-by-wire 320 is a kind of freeware add-on created by the community or some developers or something. Ah, so you have the Aerosoft and the fly-by-wire. Okay. But the Aerosoft on MSFS, huh? The wind is starting to turn a little. Yep, okay. It's pretty much a crosswind. Don't hear the controllers, maybe not good news. 131775. Oh no, he's connected because that's the frequency. Yeah, good. I think we did a cell call check early on and it just like went. Yep. I showed you before. If I can find again the app on my bumped up phone. Cell call here is my cell call here today is Bravo Hotel. Where is it? Cell call. Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec. Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec. So if you were, you know, talking to control on HF and getting the cell call check, amongst the noise on the HF, you when they dialed the cell call, that's why you would hear. I don't know if it came through on the microphone there. I'll try again. Then you will get like a ding dong in the flight deck. Here I would say cell call. So get onto the frequency and say, oh, Gander, did you call Speedbird 116? Or you say Speedbird 116 answering cell call, which is actually the phraseology. They will turn around and say, oh, yes, yes. Oh, you got the 777 for P3D just a week ago. Oh, that's great, Microflight. I'm sure you would enjoy it. It's a nice aircraft. I know I'm very biased, but it is a nice aircraft, definitely. And you can learn quite a bit about the systems. You can use the aircraft as basically as you wish, and if you want to get a little bit more in depth, the simulation allows you to do it a little bit. You know, it goes quite deep into the systems, and it does system-wise at least behaves quite the same as the aircraft. Are there any updates for the 777 on MSFS? I believe the first one to come out will be the 737, and then they talked about the 777 and the 747, but the last two I'm not sure when exactly they'll be ready, but the 737 is supposed to come out before the end of the year, so it's a hot rod compared to the 747. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice aircraft. I've got to dig out the 747 again and do a flight on it soon. The 747 they did is nice as well. I like the 7 simulation. I know I'm not doing too much of it because I kind of feel I'm a little bit clueless about it, but at the end of the day, any Boeing flies pretty much the same way. Oh, sorry, the 777, the real 777. Not a lot of updates, no. The last I heard was 2024. So nothing until 2024. And the chances are it's gonna arrive, you know, one by one. It's not gonna be like 50 in one go. So might not see the 777X for quite some time. I'll be retired by then. Well, maybe not quite so, but yeah, either late 2023 or early 2024 is the last I heard. So we were supposed to fly it like now, you know, when all those contracts were done and Boeing sold the aircraft to the airlines and stuff. They said by 2020, I think it was, or 2021, that the first aircraft would fly, and obviously we are almost at the end of 2021 and there's nothing going on. They're still in the process of certifying the aircraft, and for the aircraft to actually fly, as I said, they are talking about late 2023, early 2024. So yeah, you should be flying. Actually, I think it's the prospect is and the outlook for the aviation industry is looking good again, because you know the hiring is starting to pick up again. The promotions are happening again in the airlines. I heard friends in other airlines saying, "Oh, you know, they're starting to recruit again a little bit, or recalling the old guys. Well, the old guys, the guys who maybe were like made redundant and stuff like that. They are starting to do promotions as well, so people are moving seats again. So generally, I think throughout the industry, like, things are picking up. So by the time you by the time you finish your training and you're ready to apply for jobs and stuff, I think you'll be good. In a sense, it's good to do the training now that it's a little bit of a quieter phase, although, as I said, it's now definitely picking up, so that then you're ready when the recovery is in full swing. It's just a shame that, you know, this thing happened like last year, you know, because otherwise things were doing quite well. And obviously it's gonna set us back a little bit, you know. We're not gonna go back to the same levels as what they would have been without this whole crisis. But things are definitely gonna improve. The outlook, I think the outlook generally is good. And unless there's like a new mega variant, like defeating all the vaccines and all that stuff, and we're back to square one, which, you know, never sell the bear of the skin before killing it, as I like to say, but you can't plan for everything, but it should be getting better, you know. Oh, the examiner is EasyJet captain. Oh, cool. So the guy does a little bit of examining on the side. And yeah. On my days off, I do like people like that. But no, he's right. I think you may get out of school just at the right time as things pick up. Yeah. And you're fresh on the theory, so you've had your head in the books for a few months, and if you go to an interview and everything, then you've got all the theory fresh in your mind. You're, you know, out of school, very clued up on the flying, the procedures and stuff. So it's good. Yeah, I think he's right. I think, as I said, the outlook is looking positive. Like I can see there are like some signs which are quite telling around the industry. You see things picking up quite significantly. The one thing that kind of slows us down at the moment, at least from a global perspective, is Asia, because a lot of places in Asia are still a little bit like locked down and with a lot of restrictions and stuff. You know, I'm thinking Thailand and Vietnam and Malaysia and all these countries in Asia are kind of still kind of locked up a little bit, but the rest of the world, I mean, in the US, it's pretty much back to normal. In Europe, it's getting in that direction. South America, Africa are also, I'm not aware of any particular difficulties there. The Middle East is picking up again. It's just, as I said, in Asia and maybe a little bit of Australia as well, which is, Australia is slowly but surely gonna open up as well. So, because at the end of the day, it's all like intertwined. It's a global situation. If it opens somewhere, then, for example, in Asia, then the long haul opens up, and then if the long haul opens up, then that creates jobs into the long haul sector, so people can move on, and new people can, you know, from flying schools can maybe get into the short haul airlines. You see what I mean? Everything has an effect and consequences. So once globally everything has recovered, then there'll be job creations and stuff. And I was lucky enough to still have a job, because when I called my boss to resign a couple of weeks ago, because it switched to full-time in November and I couldn't study and work full-time, tried to convince me to stay on for me to extend the part-time. Yeah, that's good. I mean, at least it shows that either he likes you, otherwise he's desperate for your services, but I think it probably because he likes you and he thinks like you're working well. So, you know, if he wants you to go full-time, but then obviously you want to do the flying and you can't work full-time, if he wants to keep you part-time, that shows he likes to, he would like to keep you a little bit. And he also offered promotions. Yeah, of course, it's not a matter of money here. Yeah. But no, you're doing well. I think, you know, from what I've gathered over the last few weeks and stuff, you've been working really hard and also, you know, dedicated to it. You do the work on the side to, you know, to help you finance the whole thing, and I think you are really heading in the right direction. So it's really good. It's a little bit of an adventure, because you start, you know, from basically nothing. You learn the flying, you build your confidence, your expertise. The PPL, you know, goes relatively quickly, and it's quite a steep learning curve. You start from zero. You then basically are able to fly, you know, the aircraft, and then you kind of get hooked up, you know, you kind of feel the need to go further. Obviously for you it was already in the plans to go further, because when you started in the school it was obviously to then go on to the professional side of things, but I'm sure the PPL now gives you that extra desire to go even further, you know? So, and I'm not inviting myself, but if I end up in your part of the world one day, I definitely have to go for a little ride. That's for sure. My PPL as well. No, I don't think he's on at the moment, but same thing. I have to go for a little wander on the TB20. Yeah. The hilarious thing would be that we get to meet at work one day, and that would be so funny. Who knows? It's a small world after all, you know. Aviation is not very big. There's always somebody knowing somebody who knows somebody who knows you, you know. So oh, you had Ryanair meetup. Oh, that's good. So did they come to the school? Yeah, they had like some recruiters doing a roadshow or something, and they tell you they want 30k euros for the type rating. Yeah, 4 weeks before. And they don't guarantee any sort of a job at the moment. That's as we discussed before. That's the little thing that I don't feel entirely comfortable about. Yeah, you gotta show off those flying skills here, huh? Acquired with all those flight sim hours, indeed. Now, but to come back to the type rating without the job offer, as we discussed like many times before, I kind of feel uncomfortable about that. I think they used to say to you, if you pay for the type rating, of course you have to complete the training, but if you complete the training, then you'll get a job. And if you want to go down that option, I would more than recommend it, because with Ryanair, first of all, training-wise, you won't go wrong. I mean, it's a very good training. They've got a very good training department. It's all very serious, you know, regardless of all the noise around low cost and hard landings and blah 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 blah. The training in Ryanair is top notch, and the guys are good. So if that was your option or your choice or one of the options around, if they offer the job at the end of the training, then I would go for it. I know it's maybe difficult to put 30k on the table like that straight away. I don't know if banks would do a loan or... But if you complete the training, which there's no reason why you shouldn't, then you've got a job, and that's the main thing nowadays, is to get like a foot on the ladder. Once you get your first job, you do 500, 1,000, 1,500 hours, whatever. If you like it, you stay. You can do a command upgrade in 3 or 4 years. If you don't like it, then you can leave and move to greener pastures. But at least you get a bit of experience, you know. Hey, Rotterdigger, bon appétit. You've got to install P3D again. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, you need the job offer after it. That's really what you need. That's always been like my philosophy with those type rating offers, where they say, well, you know, you pay for type rating. If you get the job after it, then no problem. Of course, you have to pass the training, but there's an element of risk there, because you never know, you might fail the training, but the chances are you won't. But if at the end of the type rating, then they don't give you the job, or you do like 500 hours, you paid peanuts for it, and then they kind of dump you, then it's not very good. Oh, voice is working again. Happy days. Boston at 60 departures, 14 Atlanta, 13 Dallas, and 13 Kennedy. Oh, wow. My man is very quiet at the moment, so I don't know what's going on. Gander Spielberg 116. The radio check. That's not a good sign. I think my voice is dead. Oh yeah, my voice is dead. Yeah, it's not transmitting anymore. Internet is working. Yeah, no, the internet is working. I'm connected to VATSIM because it shows connected, but the transmit button doesn't work. Let me send him a message. Actually, by using vPilot like this is a little bit like CPDLC at the end of the day. I mean, the CPDLC is not exactly like that. You don't like chat away, but because it has kind of formatted messages. But there's also like a free text section. But it's a little bit like. Starting to get a little bit more tailwind now, which is good. Reconnect, it says. Okay, I'll try. Okay, let's do that. Disconnect. Might be see if it works. Connected to voice server. Yeah, happy days, it's back.
Optimum level is 40. Max 412.
Thank you.
Cool, so that's sorted out, it looks like. Excellent.
Condor Shamrock 908.
Yeah, they went kaboom!
350, Max.
Kaboom, kaboom.
Max about 85 and the request step climb to 390.
50 minutes from entry point. X3, I like that. How's the flying of the 346 so far?
9078, hello, climb flight level 38.
I was sad to read that, you know, you had difficulties with the 777 and it was not flying properly and stuff. Like it's a shame a few hours before doing a long flight like that to you know, to have difficulties with the aircraft.
And they're ready to go for what request.
Okay, Rayuda, yeah, the reconnect fixed it. That's good. Now it seems to be working. At the end of the day, it's a computer. It's like reset or start again. No.
Flight level 390, report meeting.
Flight level 390 and we'll get another one.
Yes, in V2, yeah, that's the standard reply. Sorry, I don't mean to be difficult, but that's the way it goes. It did it. What's going on in the world of which?
Go ahead, advance 347.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
3477, are you able to flight level 400? FM, advance 3477. Airport 3477, due to traffic, climb flight level 400.
Cool.
400, advance 3477.
Yeah, once again, for those of you who might be joining today for the first time, I'm not trying to be difficult, you know, with the company and the location and reveal a little bit more about like myself. It's just to keep a low profile, you know, don't like appear as some sort of representative or anything. just try to keep a low profile. It's not like about the airline. Obviously, maybe some people have kind of worked it out, and that's fine, you know, I don't have anything to so much to hide, or you know, but I would rather keep it low. Right, we're gonna speak to Shanwick soon in 30 minutes. We'll be across to 30 West, which is the handover point between Gander and Shanwick. So usually considered the midway point, at least in terms of ATC.
Okay, yeah, that was the request. What's your optimum and maximum level?
So far so good. Fuel is now a concern, really. Got plenty of fuel.
Air France 555, contact Shenwick 131.650. Bye-bye.
13165 maybe would be the next frequency. I'll preset it. Yeah, talking about radio frequencies.
For optimum 350, max 36.
We can talk about the HF, because the HF is obviously something we would use on those flights, and which we are not using on the network here. The SIM is still like sluggish. That's VATSIM. Yeah, to tune the HF. The HF is actually available on the 3 radio boxes, but we would mainly use the left box, and you can select the VHF and the HF kind of in parallel. So at the moment the VHF is showing up here, and if you go to HF, then the VHF will still be working in the background, but you're displaying the HF here. And the HF frequencies very often are either like 4 numbers, as you can see here, otherwise 5 numbers for the higher frequencies. The low frequencies, for example 2800 here, which is probably not a real frequency, but kind of as an example, tend to be used at night. The low frequencies work better at night, and then the higher frequencies work better during daytime, wherever you are in the world. And on top of my head, like something like Gander at the moment could be 8891 or 8864, something like that. And at night, of course, the frequencies would drop. And then obviously to transmit, you'd have to select this one here, and then press the transmit button. Initially, when you first tune in a frequency and you press the transmit button, a kind of the aerial kind of tunes in, so there's some sort of a beep noise, and then once it's tuned, the noise stops, and then you are tuned to the frequency and you can actually speak to them. Of course, as you know, the HF is quite noisy, so that's why you have the cell call in place, so that you don't have to keep listening to them. And very often nowadays, with CPDLC, the HF is considered secondary means of communication. So you tune in initially to have the cell call check, and then that's pretty much it. They'll never really get back to you after that, unless they want something specific and they can't, you know, maybe communicate properly via CPDLC because it's too complicated or something. So maybe they'll speak to you on the HF, but otherwise any communication then will be done via CPDLC, so it's quite easy that way. Many years ago it was all on HF, but nowadays it's all via satellite communications and all that stuff. So
Gravity 356 for the time being, climb flight level 350 due to traffic.
So a morning time like this will be nice out of New York. However, to do a red-eye flight, it's maybe not as great.
Shamrock 11, stand up.
It's been like on the go for 3.5 hours and
at
still like to get to 30 West.
Request self-out check on
Subomite is coming.
Juliet Delta Kilo.
Shamrock 11, say maximum and optimum level.
Oh wow.
Shamrock 11.
It's very dense now on Volanta.
Level 350, and if we can get a climb, that would be great.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Oh wow.
Shamrock 11, for the time being, climb flight level
Volanta, Volanta.
310.
310 Shamrock 11, request self-out check on Charlie.
Jeez, those guys are going very far north. Where is this guy? Oh yeah, he's going to Helsinki. TYYZ, so Toronto to Helsinki. Finnair 521 here, for example. Oh wow.
Shamrock 11 Papa, Gander, hello, read you 4 on 1.
Very, very north.
Report optimum level.
G'day, American 19.
How do you know the HF frequencies? Some of the frequencies kind of stuck to your mind. Otherwise, before going into the area where you need HF, the VHF controller will give you the frequencies. But some of the frequencies I kind of remember just because it's always the same ones, and after doing it a few times you remember. So as I said, that 8891, 8864, I think for Gander kind of rings a bell. There's a 4675 or something like that for Iceland radio. I think there might be
I want to know if you can fly through your level.
I don't know. There's quite a lot to remember, to be fair, but yeah, after doing it a few times you remember the frequencies.
Shamrock 11, traffic, company AC20, 12 o'clock, 10
I think Shanwick there's a 65 something. 65 Shanwick, there's a lot of frequencies.
Visual climb to his level?
I want to know if you can accept separation.
New York has quite a high frequency. There's a 17 something, there's a 13 and like 5 numbers.
340, maintain around.
Yeah, they are most of the time specific to one radio. So for example to Gander or to Shanwick or to New York Oceanic or something. But sometimes they share frequencies. So there will be one frequency for, let's say, Iceland radio and Bodo Oceanic, for example. So the controllers or the radio operators, because they are not controllers, the guys who speak on the HF radios are not controllers. They just relay the information with the actual air traffic controllers. They don't actually make the decisions for traffic separation and all these things. So yeah, the radio operators would have to tune in whenever they are called, because some stations share the frequencies. But it depends, it's maybe 70-30 split, something like that. Whereas VHF normally is only one frequency per area, unless after you get out of VHF range, then of course they can use the same frequencies. But on the HF, the advantage is that several people can speak at the same time on the HF. Whereas the VHF, if you've got like 2 people, the frequency kind of gets blocked, as you may know. But on the HF, you can have like 3 or 4 guys speaking on top of each other. It doesn't matter. So that's why I guess some frequencies kind of are shared amongst like different stations.
Go ahead. Gander Radio, this is Delta 94. We'll see you fly level 360. Request a seat. I'll check on Juliet, Mike, Bravo, Golf.
Delta 94, hello. Stand by for call.
Sorry, the wife is texting about the real world on there.
And Delta 94 with the Falco received. Our optimum is 360. Our maximum is 375 for Delta 94.
Thank you.
Gander radio, Seabird 176 Heavy, wiki, flight level 360.
Yeah, it's a fascinating world at the end of the day. I mean, you've got all these little things which are interesting to say the least.
Again, Santa 001, just past 513 right off.
So, as you can see on the display here, we're gonna reach
001, you're not
the equal time point for ETOPS. So we'll consider more or less that for the moment anything happening. We're still going back, but to be fair, by the time you would do a 180 turn to head back, at this stage you could pretty much consider like continuing all the way to Shannon now. As I showed in the ETOPS tutorial, on the alternate page, the information is not always tip-top. Mind you, we still have 80 miles to run to the equal time point, so it's about 10 minutes maybe flying time, and the times between St. John's and Shannon are starting to come together. So St. John's is still showing 16:54, Shannon 17:04. These are like rough estimates, of course, it's not exact science. So by the time we get to the ETP, the ETAs for both airports might be pretty much the same, so that will work out nicely. But as I was saying, you don't have to use the ETOPS alternate, because look, LPLA, which is Lajes, you know, in the Azores, famous for the Air Transat that glided into Lajes, is actually a little bit closer in terms of time, so you could consider, if the weather was good in Lajes, to go there. However, I think today the weather was a little bit crap, so I would kind of go to Shannon instead. But yeah, you do not have to go to the ETOPS airports. You can go elsewhere.
Longtail 3051. I like the what we call sign.
Yeah, Richard, that's correct. At night, we tend to use low frequencies. So when I say low frequencies, is frequencies with lower numbers. So the numbers go either like the frequencies go with like 4 numbers or 5 numbers. So for example, this will be considered like a low frequency because it's a relatively low number, and then you could have something like, hold on, if I can increase the numbers there. Yeah, something like that. 1300. So you would have 2800 and 1300. So 2800, kind of relatively low number, relatively speaking, will be used at night according to the atmospheric conditions. That's correct. And then the higher frequencies will be used during the day. Frequencies with 5 numbers like this are a little bit more rare. Most frequencies are around like the 7, 8, you know, a range, so 7,000, 8,000, something like that. Frequencies above 10,000 are a little bit more rare.
Tango Fox for Tango Romeo Tango, hello, cell call does not seem to work on you, say again call.
VHF is weird because in some parts of the world, for example with Gander and Shanwick, although you will be here in the middle of the ocean, the radio is quite clear. And in other parts of the world, you're maybe 200 miles away from the radio stations, and the radios are like, the frequencies are like rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. It's like, and you call them, oh, can you hear? Can you hear? And it was like, and you think, oh, come on, you know. You speak to Shanwick and you're like 3,000 kilometers away and it's clear as a whistle. And you speak to those other people like you're only, as said, like 200 miles or like 500 kilometers away. And it's like so noisy, so bad. So.
Seatbelt 176 heavy, hello, outside.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great, thanks.
It's quite funky that way.
Requesting sauerkraut check, please.
As I said, like HF tends to be less and less used because you've got CPDLC nowadays, so that's the main way of communication.
Orange 318, I don't find you anywhere. Give me a hint.
Oh yeah, sometimes on those HF frequencies, it's just like noise. It's just like. And you try to hear something. Sometimes you can hear the radio operator like in the background amongst the noise. It's just like you hear a very faint voice in the background. You just manage to make it up. And you just, okay, yeah, we are CPDLC, request circle check, Bravo, Terre Papa, Quebec. Okay, yeah, Bravo, Terre Papa, Quebec. And then, ding dong. And you get the ding dong that works just about, makes it through the radio waves. And yeah, circle check, okay, goodbye. And that's it, you know. So.
Air Transit 110, past 30 west.
Yeah, it depends on the part of the world you're in. I don't know why there is a difference, to be fair, in the HF sound quality. I don't know if it's to do with the transmitters, if there's a way to improve the clarity, you know, the sound. I don't know really how it works. I wouldn't claim, you know, I know it, because I don't. But it's interesting because you think, why are some stations like clearer and others are like really bad? The HF tends to be relatively the same. It's relatively clear everywhere you go, but HF there's a lot of differences. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far, huh? So it's gone well, almost halfway across, even a little bit in terms of time. We already past the halfway point because it's been airborne now for 3 hours and 42 minutes. It's always the communist fault. Yeah, true. Yeah, we're almost there. Another 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly. Maybe a little bit less, actually. Once we get to Ireland, and then it's gonna go very fast because we're gonna have to look at the arrival. Hopefully, there's no much holding. Once you get to once you speak to Shannon, you're on top of Ireland, across the Bristol Channel and stuff into the southwest of England, and then it's gonna go very quickly. So the long bit really is this portion between getting to 40 west and then getting to 20 west. Is that chunk in the middle there where I kind of like drags on, because the waypoints are quite far apart. We saw early on when we did the track and distances check. Each waypoint is at least like 350, 400 miles apart, so there's not much happening in between, which is what you want, because you don't want too much excitement when you're over the Atlantic in the middle of nowhere. You don't want, you know, you want things to run smoothly and as per the plan.
Walker
But yeah,
in
there's not much happening,
4,
so
there's traffic 1,000
time
feet
kind
below
of
you, but
drags
he's
on a little bit.
maintaining. So I don't know what caused it. Resume cleared level.
So let's see, actually. We're approaching the equal time point once again.
We have the traffic in sight just behind us. Our cruise level is 350.
Oh, now it's different. So you see, this is not like exact science, as I said, those ETAs. Because now we're not, well, we're just about the equal time point. But in terms of time now, there's like a 12-minute difference, so. The way ETOPS is calculated by the flight plan software, even in the aircraft with the actual licensed flight planning software or whatever you want to call it, in the aircraft getting to an equal time point like this and looking at the ETAs on the alternate page, it rarely matches, you know. So I don't really know how it's properly calculated. It's a bit of a grey area. But I'm sure that in the fuel calculations there are margins built up. So if you need a certain amount of fuel to divert to the ETOPS alternate, then there will probably be some sort of contingency and all that stuff built up. So it's not really a major concern, but yeah, how it's exactly calculated, I think it just goes in a straight line, you know. But and then because there's a descent, then you've got like different winds and stuff like that. So, and you're talking very often of like a 2-hour diversion. Look at this. ETOPS. Oh yeah, here it is. So yeah, for ETOPS you've got like 3 scenarios, and they plan for. You've got the scenario of an engine failure, got the scenario of depressurization, and then scenario of both depressurization and an engine failure, which will be obviously a very bad day in the office. But yeah, here you're looking at diversion time 2 hours and 9 minutes, 2 hours and 16 minutes, 2 hours and 16 minutes. So this is fairly realistic. So they kind of plan a little bit kind of in the dark, like a 2-hour diversion. So there are margins built up in the system.
Standard Center, American 1842 with you.
Stand by, coordination forward.
Right, so now we're definitely going to Shannon, so we can remove the ETP from the fixed page and raise St. John's and put
UPS 800, hello,
Shannon in the fix here. The 420, which we're not really gonna see unless we really zoom out on the display. Yeah, by zooming out, going max range, you can start seeing the edge of the circle there. And then for information, we can put LPLA.
Oh, seriously? Just kidding.
420, so you can see the edge of it here as well. And you can put Keflavik, IKF. 420 as well. At least like on the display with the maximum range, you can see a little bit where the various airports are.
When passing 30 west, contact Chenwick 131 .65.
The alternate page at the moment shows Lages, Ponte Delgada, I think, in the Azores, and we'll delete St. John's, and it's still showing. We could potentially inhibit St. John's, so put Poitiers in the alternate inhibit, so enter CYYT. And I would imagine now it's going to give us Keflavik. No, there's no one to do. Go back. Yeah, so by replacing St. John's, now it's giving us as an option Keflavik here. Yeah, we can continue to live like that. And the crews personally don't like to have the display so big, so zoomed out, because if there's any little weather radar returns with the range so big, you don't really see them so well. So the ideal range for me is this one, 160 really. Anyway, we're gonna get to 30 west. It's gonna have to transfer us. I'll pay attention to the radio. Pay attention. That reminds me of flying over like China, and I was it was like a multi-crew flight, so at that time I was flying with another captain who was doing the radios, and at some point, I don't know, the controller like called, and we heard the radio call, but then somebody interrupted or something, so then the colleague like eventually spoke to the controller, and the controller said, "Oh, you need to pay attention." I was like, "Yeah, we are paying attention." They said to us like, "You need to pay attention." Okay.
Gator is gonna keep you at 800 heavy.
In China, you don't want to upset them too much, huh? So.
Go ahead.
You need to
we're
pay
just doing a radio
attention.
check. This is UPS 800 heavy. We're just seeing if you can reach us.
Yep. And we do form.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, do you think 17 tons will be enough in London? Taking all that extra fuel is highly unrealistic, but you have to do it for the event here.
131.650, thank you.
Just amazed looking at Volanta. I've got Volanta on the other screen here.
Welcome 378.
1378, when passing 30 west, contact Chenwick.
Crazy.
131.650. Ja, die wird jetzt heiß.
131.650, Welcome 378. Schönen Nachmittag. Tschüss.
Danke ebenso.
True, you can set the cost index to the max, flying decimal 86 or something.
Airport 3477, when passing 30 west, contact Chenwick radio 131.65.
When passing Chenwick west, 131.65, Air France 3%.
Gander radio, Giant 5309 Heavy, TMI 303. Good morning.
Giant 5309, hello, got you. Report optimum level?
We're at 390, that's about the highest we can go.
I tried to get in touch with him.
Sounds good.
Gander, Speedbird 116, approaching 30 west.
Sandwich Radio. Bye-bye.
131650 with Shanwick Speedbird 1. Can't remember now. 116. Thank you very much. Bye bye. God, those call signs is terrible. Hey, Nordic Pilot, thank you very much for the gift to MSR. Thank you very much indeed. That's very kind of you. 13165. Right, let me get this one right. The cell call is Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec. Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec. Shanwick Radio, good afternoon. Speedbird 116. Request cell call check Bravo Hotel Papa Quebec.
Speedbird 116. Shanwick, very good day. Stand by for cell call check, please.
Travis Great this is Virgin 1732.
Virgin 1732, Shanwick Radio, good afternoon to you.
I'm gonna confuse him there. Listen to the exchange.
Yes, stand by for cell call check.
Standing by.
Cell call check, okay, Speedbird 116, continuing CPDLC.
Speedbird 116, thank you.
Ah no, I didn't bite. On the previous Cross the Pond, I said to the guy, yeah, cell call check, okay, continuing on CPDLC. He said, hey, there's no CPDLC, what are you talking about? This guy didn't bite.
509 or position, please.
But that's why you would say, like, you know, cell call check, okay, continuing CPDLC. Something like that. He didn't bite. Good on him. God. Uh-oh.
At the open 501, yeah.
Still sluggish, huh? God.
Confirm that Skander already handed you off to me. Roger that, they handed
So,
stand by 1.
let's check our fuel again. That's really, you know, what we would do, huh? I'm not kidding you. 30 West, 31.1. Let's have a look. And then I'll go back to your questions about the fuel as well. So, it's that way. 30 West. Here it is. And we said it's 31.1. So we've got 1.2. Oh. I can do the maths. Yeah, 1.2. So we lost a little bit of fuel actually over the...
Next time, Gander instructed you to contact me when passing...
Between 50 West and 30 West. Because at 50 West we had 1.8 extra. And at 30 West we only have 1.2 now. So I kind of burnt a little bit more fuel there in that sector. Maybe the wind is not as forecast. So that's something we'll pay attention to, of course, because as I said, any major differences on the fuel kind of warrants investigation.
F155, go ahead.
Stream is
F155,
steady level.
contact Shannon. Oh, no. Oh, actually, give me a second. Sorry, hold on. Contact Shannon, 131.150. Goodbye.
131.150, F155. Water police.
Right, let me complete this.
Whiskey back in the cockpit. Roger, welcome back.
But now we're getting a good wind again, so that's fine. Heathrow should be 27 left. I think the... Not sure high decal. Oh, still good. Thank you very much. How about you? How are you getting on? Where are you now? Yeah, 250 at 11. 997 on the QNH. It's gonna get dark soon. Oh, you're still waiting for your handoff to Gander. Okay, so you're before 50 west, roughly? Still a while to go, huh? Because I'm already with Shanwick here, so... $3,000 feet extra. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the initial level they give you when you get your slot is just an indication. I don't really know how they calculate everything, but it's just an indication. After that, you can climb a little bit more if you need to. Yeah, 300 is... I think maybe they give like a low level to everybody so that then it gives them more flexibility to climb people, maybe. So.
30 north, expect at 1534 Zulu time.
Walker 601 Roger, you can contact Shanwick 131.750. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. How much fuel did you take X3 in the end? Oh yeah, you're doing the simulate one. Yeah, mind you, for the 346 it's a good number, huh? $90 tons block fuel. Oh god, that's a lot of fuel. So yeah, to go back to the question about the fuel for Richard, I'm not forgetting or ignoring. It's really for the event, because on a flight like this in real, there wouldn't be a need for 17 tons of fuel on arrival. But because they say, oh, it's a big VATSIM event and there might be an extended period of holding, then they recommend taking fuel. And because you don't want to refuel in the air, you know, with the simulator and all that stuff, you just play the game, you know, take the fuel, and yeah. But in real, unless there was... Can think of a few scenarios where maybe you would arrive somewhere with so much fuel, but it will be mainly related to weather and therefore like expected holding. But 17 is maybe a little bit extreme. But amount like 12, 14 tons, something like that, wouldn't be necessarily overly crazy, you know. Above all, if you're going into a busy airport and you're expecting fog, depending on the circumstances, the location, they could give you a holding fuel, extra fuel, in fact, for a good hour and a half extra. So an hour will be about 6 tons, an hour and a half will be 9 tons, plus on top of that still diversion fuel with, you know, comfortable diversion fuel. So yeah. I have to realize, for example, if the weather is foggy, that ATC then needs to increase the spacing between aircraft. So the chances are the holding stacks are going to fill up rather quickly because they can't let as many aircraft on the approach, and therefore holding is going to take longer. Oh yeah. As I said before, because of fog, once I held for about an hour and 15 minutes, so it's not unheard of. Obviously, it's because it's flying into a busy airport as well, but yeah. Oh, you're flying your BizJet 320 with 2 packs. The boss can afford the 10 tons of extra fuel indeed. Yeah. If you can afford private Biz 320, then I'm sure you can afford the 10 tons of fuel. At the end of the day, 10 tons of fuel is
Confirm Kilo, Quebec,
the ton of fuel at the moment is around $600 or something like that. Let me double check. There's a website, the IATA website.
Enjoy the rest of your flight, and we'll speak later.
Thank you very much. My two.
No problem. We'll have to have you back.
So the ton of fuel is... Oh, it's gone up. It's gone up again. The ton of fuel is now, on average, about $750, according to IATA. So 10 tons will be about $7,500. However, if you can afford like a BizJet, then I'm sure $7,000 is no big deal.
732, just confirming with a check. Alpha Hotel Golf Oscar.
31 tons. That's almost double my quantity. Wow.
No, was requesting to leave the...
Mind you, you've got 4 engines, huh? You've got 4 engines on your 346.
Gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood. With the cell
It's a thirsty aircraft.
Copy. Just feel free to leave. If I cell call you, though, I need you back. But good that you asked. That's approved.
No worries, thanks a lot. See you soon,
Cheers.
Radio American 2.
Oh yeah, with only 2 passengers, a 320, you'll be rocking through the sky.
Dynamic radio, cell call, Kilo, Quebec, Lima Papa coming up, report received.
Cell call received, American 222.
Thank you, enjoy your flight.
Oh, he's doing a bit of PR, enjoy your flight. I can't believe actually the price of fuel. $750 on average in the world. I think I mentioned that before on stream, like on a couple of occasions. A few months ago, in the heart of the crisis, it was maybe, I don't know, I'll hazard guess, but something like $200, $300. It's now like $750. The E346 is the new DC6.
Radio, you with me?
Everybody flies it for a week. Yeah, there's like periods like that of hype, and then you've got a few streamers who kind of showcase it. So there's like all eyes on, oh cool, this guy is like showing the aircraft, so I've got to fly the aircraft because I can't think for myself, so I've got to fly it, you know. Cool, I'll watch like, hey guys, how you doing? So yeah, but then after a week, gone. Was the same for the DC6, you know, the DC6 when it came out. Hey, fly DC6, yeah, cool. And then now you don't see anybody flying the DC6 anymore. So it's all about the hype.
Lufthansa 179er.
The hype is real.
Good afternoon. Confirm, do you have a cell call today?
But yeah, it's important, X3, to have an aircraft that makes sense and that you can fly with, because if you've got those add-ons which are a little bit limited and don't give you the full scope of what you could do, then it's a little bit of a shame. So if it is an advanced model, then of course I would definitely go for it. Yeah, imagine when the gangsters release the Concorde for P3D or PMDG for MSFS. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm getting ready for the hype, indeed. I am getting ready for that hype. The 737 might be a little bit more than a hype because it's a common, more popular type, so people maybe might stick to it a little bit longer. But something like the DC-6 or Concorde, which are quite specific and maybe not so easy to learn and to fly, people might try to do it for like the first couple of weeks and then see that I'm kind of struggling with that and it's not really working out, and then they'll drop it. I mean, mea culpa as well. I mean, I did get the DC-6 and actually I wanted to do another stream soon about it, but whenever I come around to it, because I realized, hey, I've got the aircraft and I've not used it in a while, so maybe in the new stream soon I'll do a DC-6 flight. But yeah, that's the thing. Hype. That's why I kind of find it a little bit frustrating, and I had a bit of a rant like recently because I've got the feeling there's a lot of hype-based stuff going on here on Twitch, and
Apollo 366, hello,
it's not about the simulation / aviation side of things. It's more like about like software, about you know, the various add-ons, and you've got all those other guys who create all that hype and stuff, and yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, I have to admit, but yeah, the way it goes. Oh, you should give them a call. X3, give them a call. Say, Gander, position report. If you say position report, definitely gonna tell you to change. This is what you should do. Follow the advice. Position report. Air France is a 256, yeah? Position, whatever, 51 north, 30 west. Time 1524, flight level 350, mark decimal 81, estimating blah 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 blah. After like 2 seconds, they're gonna tell you, hey, stop, and go to the next one. Try it. You'll see. They're gonna transfer you, no doubt. Yeah, you're right, Microfight, there's a lot of people now. Check this out. What's happening elsewhere in the world? Oh, South America now. South America. Africa West. Ooh, this part of the world is relatively quiet, huh?
Legend 3 Alpha, Shanapide, sending a self-control check.
Hong Kong ground. Hong Kong ground. That's probably the only controller in Asia. Oh, and there's this guy there in Japan. Yeah, 2 controllers in Japan, 1 guy in Hong Kong. Mind you, it's a little bit late for them. It's getting close to midnight or even 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's maybe a little bit on the late side. London is on already. The French are not on, but they'll come on soon. The arrivals into Paris are not due for probably another 2 hours. And the rest of Europe is quiet, yeah. Either people are controlling or flying today, so...
30 west.
JFK 501, thank you. Confirm your flight
They
level,
did
please.
say this year is the 20th anniversary, so... Mr. Gino sent a screenshot.
JFK Radio, good day. Air France 3477.
Oh wow.
Cross
It's like a string of aircraft.
Request telco check on Golf Mike Foxtrot Hotel.
Air France 3477, hello. Shanwick Radio, South Call set. Check is sent, but also Mike Foxtrot Hotel, confirm received.
Does it do it to you also, guys, if you are currently flying? With VATSIM, the simulator becomes a little bit sluggish. 777 Bob, hey! Good to see you. How are you doing? Good to have you on board. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's a truly global world, as I like to say. So. Almost there. 20 west next, and then Denim.
Telco check is okay. Air France 007.
The flight is going well so far.
007, thank you very much.
No particular issues, just maybe a bit of sluggish simulator with so much traffic on VATSIM and the internet connection. Plus I've got the stream running and everything, so... but no, otherwise I had a bit of fright earlier on the ground in New York with FS2 crew. Was kind of freezing the checklist screen. Just had to disconnect once to reset the voice on VPilot, but otherwise so far so good. How are you doing? You've been busy? I'm sorry to hear you had like a few issues online with other like flight simmers and stuff. I hope it's not putting you off flight simulation, because I mean, from what I can understand, you quite like flight simulation, so I hope it won't put you off.
Peter 208, Roger, welcome back. Speedbird 6 Whiskey.
Speedbird 6 Whiskey, hey.
Whiskey, go ahead. Speedbird 6 Whiskey, Shannon 131, that's question 135, decimal 6, goodbye.
1356, oh, that could be the next frequency. It's not listed though here for the moment on the pilot. 1356, he said. So I'll preset that. Maybe it will be the one, maybe not. And there's something that is puzzling me as well, unless it's because of the flight plan, I don't know. But I don't know if it's visible on the stream, but the mouse keeps flickering, which is not something that usually happens. I don't know if it's visible there. And yeah, I don't know why it does that, because normally it doesn't. I mean, it's just a little detail, but let's see if the computer... no, the computer is not overly hot. Got good fans, it's got the cooling system. There's a little bit of hot air, but also I can feel the cold. The box is not hot at all. That's good. Oh yeah, so the mouse, you can see the mouse. I don't know why it does that. I really don't know. I've never seen it before, like when I've been streaming. VATSIM, I think, really takes it's stalled on the PC on the simulator with the connection. It really slows things down. I did reduce the settings a little bit to try to ease the load on the PC and the way also, you know, the PC works. So I tried, because everything is done on the one PC, so I tried to offload a little bit of the pressure in terms of graphics and stuff. But I have the feeling that there's so much going on in VATSIM, and there's so much data going through the internet and then onto the simulator to show the traffic around, and that it really slows things down. Yeah, I hope so. I'll probably, once I stop everything here and I shut it down, next time I do it and I do another flight like this, it'll probably be back, you know, about the mouse. Rotterdigger, hey, welcome back. We're still over the Atlantic, flying away. It's gonna get dark soon, actually.
United 420, good day, sir. Papa Romeo Echo Hotel has been sent. Confirm receipt.
Where's the sun?
Thank you.
Ah, here's the moon. Last quarter of the moon. Ah, no, the sun is still... We probably have another hour, maybe. I'll take a screenshot with the sunset later on. Fingers crossed. The transition there went a little bit better. You are distracted. X3. What to do, man? I appreciate you. You come and spend time with me here. That's very kind of you. Been listening too much. Remember, I've talked about it before. Distractions are a major threat in aviation. Strato, when you go for your flight lessons, do they talk about like threats when you do a briefing, or you talk about your flight and something? Does the instructor like review potential threats to your flight? Is that something that already comes a little bit into the equation, or not? Yeah, about the circle, I was thinking it would be a good idea if there was like an application, for example, like this on a mobile phone that you could download, and then if they circle you, you would get like a ping or something. Because, for example, at the moment, I mean, I only have the headsets. I don't have loudspeakers with the PC. So if I'm away from the PC, if there's like a circle, I'm never gonna hear it, you know. And even if I had loudspeakers, if I'm in the room next door, I'm never gonna hear it either. So, like a little application on the phone where you could get pinged, that would be good. So you can be elsewhere in the house, and if the guy wants to get in touch with you, like he kind of pings you, and then within a few seconds he can go back to the PC and talk to him. Okay, so you review something in both takeoff and approach briefings when it's related to those parts of the flight. Okay, so there is a little bit of that, yeah. And then during the cruise, you can talk about the goal of each mission and the possible problems that could arise in the pre-flight briefing. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you're kind of trying to foresee a little bit what could go wrong, or yeah, you're thinking about things, which is good. And then of course in the debrief, which is always very important, the debrief is probably the most important thing. Is to review what you've done well, what you've not maybe done so well. See how you can do things a different way if it didn't work out 100%. Was there a better way to do it? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, like the buzzer. Bzzz. Yeah, that would be good. I don't know if, technologically speaking, if it would be like a big thing, but you would have your phone, above all for long flights like that. And and you get, yeah, a little buzz,
in your flight plan
and then you
remarks,
can come
and
up.
that's how we can see it. And I don't think you can. I'm not sure if you can see it in your cutoff line or not, or if you just hear the beep. That I'm not sure of.
After 550, can you make a step right to control 3990?
777 Bob, you still here? Was just wondering if you had tried to do the event today.
After 550, can you make a step line to control 3990?
Or maybe you didn't manage to get a slot.
Route amendment, climb now, flight level 390.
Thank you, climbing control 390 from 550.
I wouldn't think, to be fair, that an application for a mobile phone like this where you get pinged wouldn't be technologically difficult to do. I mean, Chateau, your software developer and stuff, I'm sure for you something like that would be... if you add the keys to VATSIM and everything, it wouldn't maybe be too difficult to do. I don't know. But yeah, that would be a suggestion. Say, he came up with a super suggestion there. Rotterdam is the P3D academic license, the right one. Yeah, you're a student. Everybody is a student. Yeah, of course. P3D academic is for students. Everybody is a student. We're all student of the game. Potentially costly to maintain. Yeah, that's maybe what kind of puts them off a little bit then, if there will be a bit of a cost to maintain. True. Oh, 777 Bob, okay, you bought from the Dark Force the Airbus, and you're learning to fly the Airbus. Planning a flight right now, cool. Yeah, Airbus is good fun. I'm surprised that you you managed to switch to Airbus. You were like strongly against Airbus a few weeks ago. No, but it's true. It's interesting. It kind of gives you another perspective on things and how Airbus does things. Obviously, it's totally different, but you can see where it's coming from, and you can see its good points as well. Yeah, I did find a little bit the same thing a few weeks back in the summer. You know, a bit of same kind of. It's above all because I was busy at work and stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm still busy, but the summer was particularly busy. And so yeah, I had a bit of what you would call like a sim burnout like this, and I thought at the time flying the Airbus, the Aerosoft Airbus, was a bit of a bowl of fresh air, to be fair. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Something new kind of gives you a new it's a new start. Have we lost the voice again? Oh, transmitting. How long have we been over the water now? Been probably a good 3 or 2.5 hours or something. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true, X3. Above all, when you don't fly it too often, I think flying Airbus is good fun. It's something totally different. You're still flying an airliner and you're still simulating airline operations, if that's what you like to do. I mean, some people would like to fly general aviation, others would like DCS, for example, like military jets. But if you like airline operations, then Airbus is something different, and it's nice. It's true.
Many thanks. Contact Shannon 135.6 south.
Lot less difficult than I thought it would be. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. At the end of the day, a plane is a plane. You pull up, it goes up. You pull down, or you push down, it goes down. Left, right. Power accelerates. Power back decelerates. Easy. Rotterdigger, I'll let you guess. As I said, everybody is a student of the game. Yeah, in Airbus, the computer has to agree to what you're doing. And Boeing, even on a 777, which is fly-by-wire, but the computer doesn't have so much to say. But on Airbus, the computer has much more power over the whole thing here. It's true. Which is very nice, and obviously offers quite some protection to the whole thing. But sometimes it's a little bit too much. It can take over and prevent the pilot from reacting. But I think they probably have ways to override the computer and change the laws and all that stuff. One thing I've always heard from Airbus pilots is that they say, for example, for a 320, it's very nice to fly in normal conditions. But if something goes wrong and they have to start looking at the abnormal checklist and all that stuff, it can then become a little bit complicated.
Santa 001, pass your message.
It's like a wave.
Contact Shannon 135.6.
Jeez.
135.6, see you, Santa 001.
Yeah, GSX is all integrated, which is good. PMDG in particular with the fuel is it's a little bit difficult. Screenshot opportunity there with the moon. Et Lewis, bonsoir, comment ça va? Oh, you're doing the World Expo, fantastic. Talking about hype, there's a bit of hype about that as well. Yeah, and of course on Airbus you've got the tray table. That's the classic story about the tray table. Is when I was doing ground school, the ground school instructor, one of the ground school instructors said, "Yeah, Airbus is very nice. You know, you can order your meal and you got your tray, and then you pull the table and you put your tray there, and you can tuck your napkin there and eat your meal away. It's all very nice, very civilized." On Boeing, you've got this thing in the middle. You've got to carry the tray on your legs, and it's all awkward. And Alpha, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, 777 Bob is here as well. Fantastic. Oh, you have level 330 behind me. Are you on track Victor Alpha? Yeah. The fantasy track Victor, because there's no such thing today. Oh, you're still in the Montreal FIR. Oh, yeah, man, you're way back. Track Sierra, okay. Yeah, because I'm almost at 20 West, so I'm almost there. Almost made it to the other side. Yeah, as I said before, like here on the channel, the aircraft type is, in a sense, is not the end of the world. It's not like the be all and end all, you know. It's not like you've got to fly such aircraft and stuff. And the aircraft type very often as a job for like a pilot kind of determines a little bit your lifestyle, you know. So if you're flying 320, you're gonna do short haul flying, loads of short flights, of course. Maybe be back home every day. Maybe have a more kind of structure roster, like a pattern of like 4 days on, 4 days off, or something like that. And when you fly like 777, obviously it's like long haul, because most of the time it's to do long flights, and therefore you're gonna be subject to time differences, time zones, jet lag. You're gonna do long flights. You're gonna be sleeping and sitting in hotels for 24 hours, 48 hours, and stuff like that. So yeah, the aircraft type kind of determines your lifestyle. At the end of the day, a plane is a plane. I don't really, you know, boast about the aircraft type. That's not really the main thing. So in that sense, that's really what the aircraft does to you. And it has its pros and cons. I mean, flying long haul is nice because you get to see a bit of the world, which otherwise you wouldn't really see. So I know now I've been pretty much everywhere, so that's very nice. But I get, you know, I'm away from home and stuff relatively often as well. Which before on flying short haul I wasn't, you know. I was home every night, above all when I was closer to home, so where I was based closer to home, so that was nice, you know. Every night I was sleeping in my bed. Like nowadays I probably spend between 10 and 15, well, maybe 10 nights a month in a hotel room, you know. So yeah, that's what the that's what the aircraft type does to you. Kind of gives you a lifestyle and a certain way of operating. Yeah, true. The best plane is the one that you are paid to fly. Indeed, yeah. And it's true. Like after a while, flying kind of becomes a bit of a job. At the beginning, I remember when I first started to fly professionally, it was like, wow, cool. Today I'm going to fly. I'm not going to work, but I'm going to fly. You know, it was fun. Not that it's not fun anymore, don't get me wrong, but there was that kind of fun new thing side of things, which was really really cool. Now sometimes it's like, oh yeah, tomorrow I've got to go to work. I'm not even saying I'm flying tomorrow. It's like, tomorrow I'm going to work. It's kind of become more procedural, if you see what I mean. It's just the way it is. The novelty wears off a little bit. It's a bit like what you were saying. It's like a wife.
How many minutes? You said 10, yeah.
The first few months is like, oh, darling, and then it's like, hi, how you doing? Yeah, good. Doing today? Oh yeah. So yeah. This is a nice aircraft. Quite simple livery, but nice. I guess it's the same for everything. But struggling here, but yeah, it's the same for everything. At the beginning, there's a bit of a novelty kind of side of things, so you're quite happy to tag along, and it's all fun. And then after a while, kind of the novelty wears off, and yeah, it becomes more routine. But don't get me wrong, I mean, I still enjoy what I'm doing, otherwise I wouldn't do it. Ah, Shanrock. Shannon is coming soon. We passed 20 west. Let's see how is the fuel consumption. So at 20 west, 25.9. Oh, we've lost another 200 kilos.
Front 550, thank you. Contact
For what it's worth.
135, decimal 6. Goodbye.
Shannon on 135, decimal 6, FS 550, bye-bye.
Let me make this down. 25.9. There's now plus 1 ton.
November 5 Lima, contact Shannon 135, decimal 6. Goodbye.
Still good because, as I said, this 24.9 takes into account the extra fuel contingency, so we're still way above where we're supposed to burn at this stage. So very good. Oh, my PPL, there was a request on Bolanda. And request, and we've got cruising over Spain and cruising over the North Atlantic. Beautiful. Right, I'm gonna quickly go for a couple of minutes, catch up with the real world, and I'll be back. Bye. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, 5 minutes max.
The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Speedbird 208, wrong frequency here with Shenwick.
Okay, I'll go back to that frequency as well.
Sonic Radio, good afternoon, this is Aircraft 02650
Air France 026, Sonic Radio, good afternoon, stand by for South Call check.
Roger, for Air France 026.
Affirmative.
Confirmed, South Call check, received for Air France 026.
Thank you.
Cool, I'm back. Have I missed anything? Hey, hello man! Oh! Just hosted, thank you very much indeed. Just back now. I missed the host, my apologies. No, still not
No, it's dropping. It's
hey,
dropping.
it's 10 live, thank you very much for the follow.
Why is it doing that?
Hope to see you from time to time.
Automatic pilot, it's deflating.
80 odd miles to run to Denim, that's good. And let me catch up on the chat our way. How much extra fuel have you planned, Alpha? I planned 1 hour of extra fuel. The contingency was 5%, so it was about 2 tons and a bit, so that's another 20 minutes, 20 odd minutes. And I had a lot of taxi fuel as well. I had 45 minutes of taxi fuel, which I didn't fully burn, so.
Walker 894, good day. Bravo Quebec Mike Papa has been sent, confirm receipt.
So hello man, thank you very much for the raid and the host. Il est pas là, non, il va revenir, il est là. T'aimes pas le raid. Bonsoir à tous. Allô mec, merci beaucoup. Allô man.
Radio, Sonic Radio, good evening, East of 1. How
hello,
are
hello.
you? Passing 5130 West, Mac decimal 83, follow with 400.
Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet your captain.
And
Captain Over. Gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Naito, thank you very much for the
Captain,
follow.
your navigator, Mr. Unger, and your first officer, Mr. Dunn. Unger, over.
Sonic Radio,
over. Done.
East 1 have the...
Yeah, Alpha, I kind of followed the suggestion. They said even 90 minutes, but I thought 1 hour plus the contingency, that was an hour and 20, an hour and 25 minutes. A bit of extra taxi fuel possibly. That will do the trick. And so far, it doesn't look like
the stewardess said
Heathrow is gonna be that busy. So.
Both pilots.
Chauffeur de bus, merci pour le follow.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious.
Bonjour Naito, comment ça va? Bienvenue à bord. Yeah, for the taxi fuel, it's important to, in these events, above all if you're in the middle of the crowd, to take a good amount of taxi fuel, because if there's a queue for takeoff, the fuel is gonna go down quite quickly. And in big airports like New York or Chicago or Toronto, if there are like big queues for takeoff, you're gonna burn a lot of fuel sitting on the ground, and you're gonna spend half an hour, 45 minutes relatively easily. So it's a good idea to cater for that in your...
The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for
chauffeur de
fun.
bus.
He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Merci pour le raid avec les Raiders. Hello man, yes, of course you can taxi single engine. You have to pick your moment, but if the aircraft is generally light, then it's okay. And the main thing is when you pull onto the stand or onto the gate, also you have to make sure that you don't have like an upslope, because if it goes up a little bit on one engine, sometimes it's a little bit difficult. But if it's flat or even like going downhill a little bit, then if the aircraft is not too heavy, then it's not a problem. Melovin,
I'd like you to meet your captain. Captain
I'm just about to get into Shannon airspace.
Captain, your navigator, Mr. Unger, and your first
Gold,
officer, Mr.
thank you very much
Unger,
for the follow.
Over. Done.
Welcome to the channel. Hope to see you from time to time. So almost there, I would say. I've got now just over an hour to go, which makes me think I should start having a look at the arrival, really, because otherwise then it's gonna be rushed at the end.
KLM 462 Shanwick, good day. Sorry, just confirm your waypoint again, please, for me.
Oh, you're gonna hit domestic as well in a few minutes?
Yeah,
or you hit domestic a few minutes ago?
5940 north and estimating 5930 north at 60.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Wrong frequency, my friend. Shanwick for you will be on
Yeah, I see what you mean about like frying the brain. It's
Roger, 131.
it's a long day. It can wear you down at some point. But that's what I'd explained when I'd done the Cross the Land last year. The first couple of hours you kind of settle down, get into the routine of the flight. Maybe if it's time to eat, have something to eat and stuff. And then after 3 or 4 hours, that's when it kind of starts hitting you. You know, you're kind of in the middle of the flight, or the middle, like 2/3, and then it's starting to be a little bit long. And then at the end, things quickly like get together, and it's a bit sometimes in a bit of a rush, but at the same time, that's when you feel a little bit tired, and so it is funny. Hey Brian, welcome back. Still here.
Shanwick Radio, Delta 94 with you now.
Oh yeah, on the 742 it will be a little bit more work, because it's less automatized.
Delta 94, good day. Stand by for sale. Contact confirmed level 360.
I'm sorry, yes, red level
still
360.
Eto, merci beaucoup. Thank you.
And so call received, Delta 94.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Once again, I hope to see you from time to time here.
Bullshit. You can be mine.
American 1945, 14.
Right, so let's have a look, see what the weather is in London.
Back to DT, Shanwick, stand by for South contact, Juliet, Romeo, Quebec, Sierra, report received.
Echo Golf Lima Lima, 250 at 11 still, at 1450, which was just over an hour ago. Same thing. Speedwell 116 answering Celcom.
Speed 116, thank you very much. Contact Shannon 135.6. Goodbye.
Shannon 135.6, Speedbird 116, bye. 1356 as expected. Shannon, good evening. Speedbird 116, level 350.
Speedbird 116, Shannon, good day, expect for 6665.
Squawk 6665, confirm. Speedbird 116, you're breaking up.
Affirm.
Squawk 6665, Speedbird 116. 6, 6, 6, 5. 6665 in the box.
Speedbird 116, radar contact, maintain flight level 350. Plan to be flight level 330 at or before Everett.
Okay, maintain flight level 350 and plan 330 by Evrin at the latest. Speedbird 116. Back to the motherland, yeah.
110, across the heading of 085 for about 40 miles to resident deviation.
Transat 110, what's your report? Right to resume on us.
Okay, copy that, so we'll let you know when ready to resume for Air Transat 110.
Thank God he's got Twitch on the mobile. Matt, cool. What would you do with that mobile? And a little bit of weather over island, which was on the weather forecast actually. That's nicely done. Speedbird 116 request free speed.
Speedbird 116 after Dinim, free speed.
After Denim, free speed, Speedbird 116. Okay, exactly as planned earlier on. So on the next page after Denim, we're back to the econ speed, which is a little bit slower. At the moment, we're maintaining decimal 84. After Denim, we go back to the econ speed of decimal 83, so a little bit slower.
6601, Fortune 1732.
And I'll go to just the weather there. Looks like we may have to avoid a little bit. Feels like being in the tropics there.
Air Transat 110, across climb 370.
It's island.
Transat 110, climb now flight level 370.
Climb now flight level 370, Air Transat 110.
Oh, you want to watch me hold that Bovingdon? Hopefully it's now gonna be 2 hours, otherwise we're gonna do like a pre-Halloween here. I'm gonna turn into a skeleton, you know, just out of boredom, flying around in a circle.
Aspen flight 410 and
yeah, Machina, indeed.
At Everon, Virgin 1732.
VATSIM is crazy.
Flight level 330 at or before Everett.
Check this out.
Not before Everon, Virgin 1732.
It's really crazy.
Captain 550 is back in the cockpit.
I like the bit around the middle there. This bit there is very thick. Up here is a nice string actually. Here it's a little bit more open, but here on the string is nicely done. Here it's all very compact, very thick. A lot of traffic.
Air Transat 110, we're now able to direct our kill.
Oh yeah, look at those big boys there. Whew. Alright. So we'll try it. I will wait a little bit and then maybe go to the right side. Right, so it looks like runway 27 left. 27 left in Heathrow.
And remember,
And the QNH was 997.
My contact, Shannon control on 134.
Low pressure actually. 997 is still there. We're gonna set the standby altimeter as well.
Transat 110, request Dr. Arkhill.
Transat 110, roger, resume on navigation, direct Arkhill.
Like so.
Resume on navigation, Dr. Arkhill, Transat 110.
Oh, now there's another 2 here. They are not showing on the radar though. Somebody early on was saying the weather radar was rubbish. Maybe it is. Ah no, they are showing here. Shannon, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, right?
Yeah, request heading 130 to avoid weather.
Speedbird 116, roger, is there any heading to the left that would be better?
Standby. Yeah, visually it looks better. Well, it doesn't look as bad as what's on the radar. That bad boy is flashing. Yeah, we can accept left turn Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, that's your turn, left heading 080, let me know if you need more.
Left heading 080, Speedbird 116. Probably need a little bit more, I will tell you.
Roger.
I don't believe in all this stuff because it doesn't look like it's pointing out. Let's see how it works out. It looks like we're above this stuff. Seatbelt sign can come on. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more to the left, Speedbird 116, maybe 065.
Speedbird 116, roger, turn left heading 065 and advise when you're able to resume on navigation direct Everin.
We'll go Speedbird 116. 65, something like that. Just to avoid the bits that stick out. As I said, this red thing there, I don't believe it affects. I think it's below. It's kind of showing a little bit more than there is to it. Anyway, just playing the game a little bit. Yeah, computer is starting to get on its knees. That's not good.
Shamrock, United 134 at flight with show passing.
But these are definitely nasty, like these
United
bits like sticking out.
Today, set score 662.
Oh, good.
Set score 6662 for United 134.
Let's see how it works out. Right, so in the meantime, we'll check the recall. We'll check the notes here and the checklist. There are no notes. Expect in London, runway 27 left. So we're gonna go departure, arrival, ILS 27 left. It's the BEDEC 1 hotel arrival. And the transition is via Oakham. Execute that. How are we doing with the weather?
Santa 0,
Yes, really to avoid
control on 126.07.
those 3 big boys there. I think I'm above this here. Famous last words. The one on the left here as well. Oh yeah.
Santa 001 Shannon.
There's a big boy here as well.
Santa 001, contact London Control on 126.075. Bye-bye.
You see the red there has kind of disappeared, so that's good news.
Santa 001, thank you service, ho ho ho.
See ya.
Yeah, if there are nasty bits sticking out of the cloud, then there will be airplane bits falling out of it. Yeah, definitely.
Control, good day, set squawk 6.
You don't want to get too close to those bad boys, indeed. Unless you have some sort of death wish or...
United 134, radar contact cleared, direct Gatley.
Cool. So I'll just finish to circumnavigate the weather and then we'll look at the arrival. Still have a little bit of time.
Yes, sir, Air France 442 checking in.
Air France 4420, Shannon Control, good day, set squawk 6.
At least with daytime settings here, you can see where the weather is, where it's sticking out. Because initially, like on the simulator here, it's kind of depainting weather a little bit everywhere, and I wanted to go right. The controller, I know why he said no, because it's kind of going out of his airspace. But to be fair, if it had been dark, then rely solely on the weather radar, so it was good that it was daytime.
872, contact London Control on 126.075. Bye-bye.
Where's the bad boy? Here is.
London Control 126.075, Canada 872 today.
Yeah, this was forecast. I remember the significant weather chart. There were like isolated CBs west of Ireland, so it's accurate enough.
Virgin 2 Papa Lima, Shannon Control, good day, set squawk 660.
As I said, of all places, you wouldn't expect those big thunderstorm cloud, those big CBs off the coast of Ireland, but that's that's where they are today. Evelyn, yeah, Evelyn should keep us clear.
Call you back,
clear of weather, we can resume direct to Evelyn, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, roger, resume on navigation, direct Evelyn.
Direct to Evelyn, Speedbird 116. Direct to Evelyn, execute, and LNAV.
Speedbird 116, contact Shannon Control on 120.050, bye-bye.
120.050, Speedbird 116, bye. So 120.050, did you say?
And the Virgin
yeah.
Family request to level change to flight level 360.
Virgin 2 Papa Lima, roger, descend flight level 360.
Shannon, good evening, Speedbird 116, flight level 350.
116, Shannon Control, identified, maintain 350.
Maintain flight level 350, Speedbird 116. Alpha, why not setting the weather radar tilt at 0 degrees? That's a good question, actually. The weather radar is an automatic function, so the automatic function will kind of tilt the radar a way that I think is suitable. To be fair, the moment in the cruise like this, -2 is not too bad. Maybe -1, 0 is a little bit too flat when you are at high altitude like this, because 0 will just depict maybe the tops, the very upper part of the cloud tops, but it's not gonna paint too much. So -1, -2 is good. The -2 here is actually quite realistic because that's what the aircraft is doing most of the time. The
Shannon, hello, Rocket 378.
automatic radar is looking down about 2 degrees. So that's realistic enough. But 0, as I said, is a little bit too flat. It would just show the upper part of the cloud tops, and you need to see a little bit below to see how thick the cloud is in its base. Yeah, X3, if you don't have weather radar, you might bump into those big boys there at some point. It was not too bumpy. So we'll let the passengers go again. Hey, Rotterdigger, no worries. We'll catch you soon. Enjoy. Right, so let's have a look at these. He said 330 to be expected at Erin, so I'll set 330 here in 200 miles. And then we said that's the Bedek 1 Zulu, 1 hotel. 1 hotel, 1 hotel. Let's have a look. Navigraph, this is still New York. How do I go back to the... Oh, here it is. Airport. So, Bedek 1 Hotel. Here we are. London, Heathrow, Arnav Star, Bedek 1 Hotel. Altitude setting is hectopascals. Transition level by ATC, but probably 80. Standard route, during periods of congestion, traffic may be routed via the Ockham 1 Zulu to go to Biggin Hill, I think, so go to the other stack. But for the moment, we're just doing the Bedek 1 Hotel. So decent planning. Pilots should plan for possible decent clearance as follows. Bedek 1 Hotel, flight level 140 by Bedek, and flight level 70 by Ockham. Okay. Cool. So these are the waypoints. There's a holding as well on the route before the start of the arrival at Okesi there. So a little bit of remote holding pattern area. And then we should have Bedek in the flight plan at flight level 140. That's correct. 15 miles to a Nigget. No restrictions there. Then we've got Lima Lima Whiskey 003, max 250 knots, so the speed limit is missing here. So we'll insert it manually. And maybe insert 080 or above. Remind you that
contact Shannon 134.275. Bye bye.
134.275 speed burned 116. Bye bye. Here. Here on the 777, you cannot put just the speed restriction on its own. You need to put also a level associated with it. Let me change the radio frequency. 134.275. Ooh, the light is starting to change a little bit in the sim, I think. Shannon, good evening. Speed burned 116, level 350.
Speed red 116, Shannon control. Good day. Identified.
So, that was Lima Lima Whiskey 003 or 03, and then to Ockham. Ockham 220. I think actually I'll make it 080 because that's the first level available. And then we've got that transition, which I think is in the star, yeah. Approach from Ockham. The same thing, initial approach runway 27 left. It's just for indication because at Heathrow then you get radar vectors, but as an indication as to what the vectors could be, you can leave the transition here. So 7 miles after Oakham, we keep the minimum holding level. So today the minimum holding level is 80 with the low QNH. So I'll insert 80 again here. And then we proceed another 4 miles, yeah. 6,000 feet or above, and then transition towards the ILS. Okay, 3,000 feet. So then we need to go to the ILS chart. Okay, 27 left. So we got 3,000 and then 2,500. Okay. So I'll make this one 170 knots. Like so. And then the platform is 2,500 feet here. That's correct. All the way down to the runway. 27 left. And then in case of a missed approach, 3,000 feet with the left turn heading 147. The 147 we can see depicted here, and 3,000 feet is here in the description. Cool. So on this beautiful aircraft, no need to worry so much about the ILS frequency that you have in the Jeppesen briefing strip here, because the frequency is automatically tuned. So you've got on the nav radio page, you can see it's there on standby at the moment. But you don't physically tune it, so that's good. The course as well, you don't really worry so much about it. Obviously the minima, we'll have to set the minima, so we'll set the minima around the up 280. Like so. Airport elevation, yeah, it just gives you an idea. Got the MSA 2200 to the northwest. We talked about the
Negative, Captain. This is non-negotiable. Change course immediately, or I will be forced to blow you out of the sky.
And Benny, thank you very much for the follow.
Sounds a wheel right now, Captain.
Here's Shannon now. It's 11 o'clock, 40 miles. And then the minima, yeah, 280 feet on the ILS for RVR of 550 meters. Good. Sure we're gonna get more than that. And then on the ground, because we're supposed to look at what we're gonna do on the ground. If it's 27 left, we're supposed to vacate at November 6, and then left on Alpha or continue on Echo, and then left on Bravo to go to terminal 5 Charlie or 5 Bravo here. To go via Delta, otherwise Charlie, something like that. That's the plan on the ground. Right, so far so good. I've got the EFB as well on the site, so that will be a good help. And, oh, top of descent, God. I knew that's like the initial descent to Everin.
126.075, number 5 Lima. Yeah.
So it shows we're gonna land with 16 tons for the moment. A lot of fuel. $16 tons that we're gonna add to the zero fuel weight of 216, so that's gonna be 232 roughly. So I'll enter the predicted landing weight of roughly 232. It's gonna give us a VRF flap 30 of 144. I will fly 149 on top of that. Go auto brakes.
116 Shannon, report your Mach number.
Decimal 83 at the moment, speed burn 116.
Virgin 1732 Shannon, report your Mach number.
Mach number is decimal 83, Virgin 1732.
Shannon, roger.
And then it depends on the wind and the sim, of course. At time. Yeah, why not? Thank you, Benny. So yeah, that's pretty much us set up here. Just need to confirm it's 27 left. But no, in the afternoon now it's 27 left this week. I had the notes here, which actually I'm gonna have to refer to at some point as well. The flight plan, where are they? When Heathrow, they called that the daytime runway alteration in westerly ups. So for the week starting 25th of October, which is this week, in the morning between 6 and 1500 landing on 27 right, and then from 1500 local landing 27 left. So if the guys on VATSIM follow the daytime runway alteration system, then it should be runway 27 left. Should be. Ah, no worries, Benny, no worries. And at some point I'll text the available gates I can take. The controller as well on the ground in particular. Oh, and I think it's gonna be time for a screenshot. Oh yes! Oh yes, 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 screenshot time. With the sunset over the ocean. And it's beautiful. Done. So, gonna come here. Crop. Ding, ding. 1080p. Cool, and now save. I like those screenshots for Volanta Volanta. Nice. Make it a JPEG. On this one. Now if we go to Volanta Volanta.
Shannon, good evening, Austrian 92, level 350.
Go to the flight.
Shannon, good day, identified.
Oh, here is. A screenshot is waiting. At screenshot.
116 Shannon, I'll need you at flight level 330 level before ever and advise ready for descent.
Ready anytime, speed burnt 116.
116 Shannon, roger, descend flight level 330.
Descent flight level 330, speed burnt 116. Right, so we'll set 330. Press the button. It's gonna engage.
1732,
descent.
Restrictions, I'll need you flight level 330 level
no
before
rush,
ever and advise ready for descent.
we'll do it. And,
Already when you're ready, 141732.
vertical speed.
1732, Shannon, roger, descend flight level 330.
And we'll keep the Mach number a little bit, decimal A3. Like this, so vertical speed descending to flight level 330. The FMC is now showing a Nikon cruise descent, which is good. And we adjust the speed to decimal A3. Yeah, that's the thing. I left New York with the sunrise, and now we are over island actually, because Shannon Airport is down here somewhere. So that's the west coast of Ireland, and you're getting the sunset. Yeah. Got the shot here. Yeah, it's beautiful. So we've been airborne for 5 hours and 20 minutes roughly. When we took off, the sun was rising, And yeah, after 5 hours, that's the end of the day. Time to go to bed. So it shows you on those long flights, like crossing a few time zones, going eastbound, the day gets very short. That's a very typical thing. It's interesting, you know. It kind of
Boeing 456.
makes you wonder.
Boeing 456, Shannon, descend, fly level 250.
Flight level 250, Boeing 456.
Yeah, Volanta was on. I know. Oh god, I always forget about that Volanta or something on the screen. So yeah, we are on vertical speed 500 feet per minute. We adjusted the speed decimal 83. We can do a slow gradual descent. Right, let's see if this bad boy is still alive. Briefing. Gonna be vectors, ILS cat 1 to 280 feet. Landing configuration 30, dry level 3, APU, transponder. Set. Descent checklist.
Stand by.
Oh yeah, he's still here.
Descent checklist. Recall checked. Notes
checked.
Auto brake level 3. Landing data.
VRF 144, minimums 280 feet. Set and checked.
VREF 144, minimums 280 feet. Approach briefing.
Completed.
456, contact Shannon 131.150, bye-bye.
Shannon 131.150, Boeing 456, thank you, bye-bye.
Yeah, it's gonna be straight into London. No worries at all. No holding, I predict. Yeah.
Shannon, good evening, Walker 378, 310.
It's true, it's a little bit
Shannon, good day, identified.
tricky for the body because you don't expect 5 hours after sunrise the sun to come down again. It makes it like a very short day. That's the joys of long haul flying. Right, so 330, yeah, 60 miles before Ivrin, so no
United
problem.
008.
So no need to descend like crazy, you know, fly level change, 2,000 feet per minute or something, just a slow gradual descent, 500 feet per minute is good enough.
American 222, Shannon, good day, identified.
However, what we can do now, since we've got in the FMC some cruise information at flight level 330, we can re-engage VNAV, and VNAV path is gonna engage. Reduce the speed a tad, just a little bit, but yeah, it's good. 1745, yeah. Told you, once you get over island, then it goes relatively quickly. Have a little look outside. Wow. So it's definitely gonna be dark in London by the time we get there. But today is real time, so yeah, true. On the Heathrow approach, they'll try to squeeze as many people in without too much delay before the crowd arrives. X3, the cabin altitude is climbing. 6.7 is a little bit high, yeah. But for Airbus, maybe not too bad. Oh, that's a nice one. With the sunset. The sun has been catching up on us. We've been flying at in opposite directions at quite high speed. Obviously, the sun is going faster over the surface of the Earth, but yeah. Just south of Cork at the moment. Cool. Yeah, it's dark in London and a swarm of metal locusts coming down on London. That's nicely put. Yeah, because it's quite quiet on Shannon here. Shannon, Speedbird 116, radio check.
Speedbird 116, Shannon, radio strength 5.
Roger. Just a little bit quiet. Still in the light of day. What what longitude are you now? Are you around 30 west maybe now? $200 miles from 30 west. Oh, you still need to get to 30 west. Oh, wow, still have a long way to go then. A speed burn like for British Airways, they could call themselves like British Airways. But no, they call themselves speed burned. Oh, you missed your slot by 20 minutes. Top Swiss as well, yeah. Top Swiss is a funky one, or Alpine, yeah. Top Swiss, Alpine. I still actually need to get my head around those call signs because I didn't realize at the beginning that they were all like EasyJet, but Top Swiss is the Swiss EasyJet, Alpine is the Austrian / European EasyJet, and then Easy is the UK EasyJet. But it took me a while to kind of figure that out. Oh, that makes sense. So it's related to the previous logo. Oh, cool.
Speedbird 116, contact London Control 126.075, bye-bye.
126.075, Speedbird 116. Good luck.
See ya.
Oh, top of descent.
Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha, Shannon, good day, identified. I'll need you flight level 330 before Baker, advise ready for 230.
Top of descent.
Ryanair 3977 London, climb level 310.
Made it. Well, not quite yet, but almost. London, good evening, Speedbird 116, fly level 330, request descent.
Speedbird 116, maintain level 330, it is the BedEck 1 hotel arrival.
Maintain flight level 330, BedEck 1 hotel arrival, Speedbird 116, confirm 27 left?
Unsure yet, you'll get that issued by the ATIS, the star is the same for both runways.
Roger.
Speedbird 208, turn right heading 290 degrees.
Doesn't want to tell me.
Shamrock 051, you on voice?
The ATIS is available on the pilot. So arrival runway 27 left, yeah, cool. As planned. Right, so we didn't get the clearance to descend, so we'll have to maintain flight level 330 and hope for the best that we don't get too high. Or the logo of the company from which BA was born. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I am just testing the frames there. There are times, once again, where it's very sluggish. From Imperial Airways. Okay, yeah. The good old days, huh? Aviation was glamorous. Right. I will come back on the speed a little bit.
Runner 3397, contact London 133.22.
London 133.22, runner 3977.
If you're getting high,
208, turn right heading 360.
it's a good idea to come back on the speed.
Correction, flight level 190.
Right, 36 degrees, flight for 190.
When there was a lot of pink on the map.
228.
November 5 Lima, contact London 133.22.
This guy had like a siren. I don't know if you heard it, he had like a siren in the background there. He must have his window open, there was like a siren in the background.
2778, descend to altitude 2,500 feet, QNH 1002.
QNH 1002, down to 2,500 feet, speed at 2778.
Speedbird 116, request descent.
Speed 116, contact London Control 133.22. You won't need descent net, you can expect to be flight level 140 by FedEx.
133250, Speedbird 116. Bye bye.
116, contact London 133.22.
13322, Speedbird 116. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Yeah, BDEC at 140, but the FMC is telling me to kind of start getting down. London, good evening, Speedbird 116, level 330, request descent.
Speedbird 116, London Control, roger.
Roger, what? Speedbird 116, request descent.
Speedbird 116, maintain flight level 330.
Maintain flight level 330, Speedbird 116. Don't expect me to do 140 at BDEC if I'm like 3,000 feet above the profile.
November 5 Lima, descend flight level 170.
Yeah, 140 here.
November 5 Lima, descend flight level 170.
Descend flight level 170, November 5 Lima.
Ryanair 3977, fly heading 130 degrees, climb flight level 370.
Heading 130.
It's gonna be a nosedive. Let's get ready. Ah! It's gonna be an emergency descent. Unless... Let me recalculate that. Because
November 5 Lima, descend flight level 120, level 15 miles before Compton, Charlie Papa Tango.
No, it still thinks...
Descend flight 120, level 15 miles of Compton, number 15.
Let's reset this. You reset the altitude. Execute. Maybe gonna recalculate the whole thing. No, it's calculating the same way. I'm puzzled, I have to say. However, it's... yeah, no, there's something wrong with this. Because to be fair, it's 160 miles away.
Lovely, good evening, Ryanair 2504 is with you, 230, climbing for 230.
Ryanair 2504 under control, climb flight level 270.
270 for Ryanair 2504.
Yeah, spiral from 360 all the way down to the runway. I think this is a shallow descent here for some reason. But I can't change the way it's programmed. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a bug going on there. 330.
Please just confirm Compton after Bedrick.
Execute.
Affirm.
Roger.
Okay, well, let's see.
And November 5 email contact London Control 132.6. Goodbye.
132.6.
I bet loads of hold for Heathrow, true. Which makes me think, although I was bragging on about no holding, maybe I should have a look at the holding description.
Speedbird 116, report your MAC number.
Decimal 76, Speedbird 116.
Virgin 1732, report your MAC number.
MAC number decimal 83.
Virgin 1732, roger. Maintain MAC decimal 80.
Maintain 80, Virgin 1732.
We can speed up if you want, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, you read my mind. MAC decimal 80 or greater.
Decimal 80 or greater, Speedbird 116. No, I think there's actually plenty of time because there's only 19,000 feet to lose, and Bedek is more than 100 miles away. So that was my bad initially. I didn't realize. I was blindly following the FMC, and I can't reset with the cruise altitude the descent profile. So for some reason, now it's showing something totally wrong. I had not realized it was so far. So re-evaluate is the key word. Oh, you can now predict the landing rate. Oof. The landing is going to be interesting with the frame struggling and stuff with the VATSIM load.
Ryanair 2504, climb flight level 370.
Climb 370, Ryanair 2504.
Let's make this one decimal 82. Let's be wild.
Speedbird 116, when ready, descend flight level 140, level by Bedek, on conversion, speed 280 knots or greater.
Descent flight level 140 to be leveled by Bedek when ready, and transition 280 knots or greater, Speedbird 116. So 330 once again. 0.82. Execute.
Ryanair 3977, resume navigation, direct Berry
Okay,
head.
so I'm gonna have to eyeball that one.
Oh, no, very head one.
The child of the magenta line has been deprived of his favorite toy. Oh, 777 Bob, you're very optimistic. I don't want to start the descent too early. At the same time, I don't want to get caught out. Yeah, there's definitely a bug with the FMC. It's rare in PMDG, but there's something definitely wrong there. because it should be able to reset the calculation of the profile. Cool. Oh, it's getting dark now. You can see the stars. And behind us. Oh yeah, the sun is gone now. The sun has gone to bed.
Ryanair 2504, route direct Berryhead, Bravo Hotel Delta.
Berryhead.
Direct to Berryhead, Ryanair 2504.
Salco Berryhead.
Ryanair 3977, contact London Control 126.075. Goodbye.
London 126.075. Good evening, Ryanair 3977.
Alright, let's go down. See how it works out. The VNAV is wrong. Speedbird 116 leaving flight level 330, descending flight level 140.
Okay.
With the green banana, it will give us an ID roughly of where 140 is.
When ready, descend the flight level 140 level by FedEx on conversion speed 280 knots.
When ready, descend to 140 level by FedEx on conversion speed 280 knots, FedEx 173, sorry.
So I got 295 knots already on transition. So what it means by on transition, that means that in the descent, when the speed goes from a Mach number, which is normally the case at the beginning of the descent, and then it transitions to an indicated airspeed, which is showing here. What's going on there with the thrust? That's what it means by on transition speed 280 knots, for example. It's when you transition from a Mach number to an indicated airspeed. The transition you can actually make, you know, the way you want it. The initial Mach number and the descent is relatively close to the cruising Mach number, so here there's no much difference. But then the transition to an indicated airspeed can be done in different ways. Depends at which point you transition. You can transition at 300 knots or swap the speeds. When the Mach number then becomes 300 knots, you can wait longer until it becomes 260.
Tower, good evening, Swiss 1144, passing flight level 180 to 230.
The volume on VATSIM, my friend.
Climb flight level 270.
Right.
Swiss 1144, flight level 270.
Sit back,
London Control, good evening.
tighten the seat belts, put the helmets on, the shoulder pads.
EC 2307, London Control, climb flight level 270.
Sorry, flight level 270, EC 2307.
Update on the traffic situation. Oh, thank you, Roy.
Seabird 5 Charlie Alpha, when ready.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Level by FedEx on
It's maybe starting to die down ever so slightly on the departure side of things. I think most people are now on their merry way, I think. Above all from like Toronto or Chicago, now it looks like most people are on their way. Help is on the way.
EC 2307, resume on navigation direct Octad, Oscar, Kilo, Tango, Alpha Delta.
On navigation direct Octad.
Yeah, they could hear him even without VATSIM, he was so loud. Right, so far for 140 at Bedek, it seems to be going according to plan. We'll see how it goes. Might be interesting on the approach into Heathrow, but we'll do our best.
The stewardess said...
Benz Hangar. Benz, thank you very much.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
A little bit less painful today than the Cross the Land. I think the Cross the Land was a little bit longer. Today 6 hours and... yeah, 15, hopefully. 6:20 maybe. I think Cross the Land was closer to 7 hours and a bit. Sorbomitis on that one, definitely. But the N1...
1144, please say again.
I like that trip 7 Bob.
1144, fly heading 130 degrees, climb, flight level...
Yeah, I think the N1 might increase, but just a tiny bit, not by much.
Heading 130 degrees, flight level 310.
It's not so much subject to the airflow like a prop, you know, for example, so... It might just get a little bit more windmilling, but since it's kind of under control, you know, of the whole, the engine kind of runs by itself, I don't think it would increase too much. Yeah, it's true, because you're descending faster than in any descent anyway. You have most of the time the thrust to idle. That's the most efficient descent profile. If you descend with thrust on, it's not very good.
008 under control, roger.
No fuel increase, no fuel consumption
Confirm, fly heading,
increase.
Flying heading 130 degrees.
Swift 1144, confirm, flight heading 130 degrees.
It's turn left now, heading 120 degrees.
Is this
Swift 1144, left heading 120 degrees.
2307, thanks for your help. Climb flight level 320.
There's nobody in London yet.
Level 320, no problem, EC2307.
I don't even know if the tower controller and everything are on. This is me here. There's hardly anybody coming in from the west.
1732, with speed 270 knots.
For some reason I managed to
Restriction speed to 270 knots.
to get ahead of the crowd.
Speedbird 116, report your speed to London Control 132.6, goodbye.
Speed to London 132.6, Speedbird 116. Bye bye. 132.6. Go.
133.225, set up a flight cruiser 67. Ends up with Foxtrot at 3000.
Ends up with Foxtrot, thank you, maintain 3000 feet.
Okay, Roy, thank you for that. London South, Heathrow Director and Tower. Cool. Sky is quiet.
Carter 2415, Land Control, roger.
London, good evening. Speedbird 116, descending flight level 140, speed 295.
Speed 116, Land Control, hello, roger. Descend flight level 110.
Descend flight level 110, Speedbird 116, confirm unrestricted.
Station, so right, flight correct, Bravo correct, Land Control, roger. Through 116A firm, descend now, flight level 110.
Descend now, flight level 110, Speedbird 116.
Speedbird 116, speed 290 knots or more, please.
Speed 290 knots or more, Speedbird 116 will give you 300.
That's perfect, faster the better, thank you. Break speed, November 5 Lima, 24.
Let's go flight level change.
24 clear land, 5 new.
Right, 5 Bravo, Quebec, land control, thank you.
Oh, actually, vertical
Super
speed.
69 Alpha, climb flight level 130.
Now it's adding up a little bit of thrust.
Thank you. 130.
And Super 69 Alpha, flying 290 degrees.
We'll go fly heading 10 degrees. Easy pressing Quebec 69 Alpha.
Sam,
5 November, Kilo 10, right heading 310 degrees.
you tired from streaming? Who's Sam?
Top twist 35 Golf Kilo, fly heading 090 degrees.
I don't really know Sam, it doesn't matter anyway. Call me?
Virgin 2 Papa Lima, route to Ockham.
Ockham, Virgin 2 Papa Lima.
Virgin 2 Papa Lima, descent flight level 90.
Oh, you recognize his voice. Jeez. You got,
28 Foxtrot, climb now, altitude 6,000
you got
feet.
good ears.
6,000 is okay, Fox. London, hello, Easy 8 for Romeo, flight level 380, inbound 10.
So now that we can descend unrestricted, flight level 110, then you can basically forget about the 140 at Bedek. That's why I asked him to confirm that we don't have to cross Bedek exactly at 140, but we can continue the descent and disregard the level restriction at Bedek.
Virgin 2 Papa Lima, flight level 90.
90, thank you, Virgin 2 Papa Lima.
Easy 75 November, Kilo 10 to 2,000 feet.
Altitude 2,000 feet.
Yeah, looking at Volanta, it doesn't look busy, so given that the guys in London are very good, I don't anticipate that with like 2 or 3 aircraft they're gonna put you in a hold. They'll probably wait quite some time before getting people into the hold.
Studio 6 on Alpha, report heading to London 133 225, good day.
133.22. Thanks James, bye bye.
Cheerio, it's 10 flight number Kilo left heading 220 degrees, cleared out left, 26 left.
Left heading 220 degrees, cleared out left, 26 left, Easy 75 November Kilo.
Enter 28 Foxtrot, route direct, Ampton.
Ampton, Enzo 28 Foxtrot.
Golf Oscar Romeo, contact Brussels 131.1, good day.
Brussels 131.1, thank you, service point.
Thank you.
London Control, press and go to this is Virgin 1732, speed 270.
Virgin 1732, landing control, roger.
The PC is mightily
Delta 130,
struggling.
Virgin 1732.
London Control, speed at 2512, holding Alpha 126 left Gatwick.
Stand by, Virgin 2 Papa Lima, Heathrow 119725.
19725, Virgin 2 Papa Lima.
119.
337, 26 left, clear for takeoff, when you can't.
337, taking off runway 26 left.
19725, yeah. Same.
left heading 085.
Same frequency as
1,000 feet to level off.
Alitalia 25 Delta, fly heading
19725.
255 Alitalia,
Easy 84 Rowan, descend now, flight level 200.
Descend flight level 200.
Another 5 out to 4.
Okay.
Delta 5 Lima, thank you, standing your choice, good day.
The sluggishness is by phases. There are times when it's smooth enough and other times when it goes like kind of like as like a bit of a panic attack. Hey Leonel, yeah, almost there. Almost there.
19323, landing control, roger.
There's now the difficult bit is to put it on the ground after like 6 hours.
Speedbird Mike Alpha, passing for level 194, descending 140 level Mike FedEx, and speed 270 knots.
Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha, landing control, hello, roger, speed 260 knots.
260 knots, Mike Alpha.
Virgin 1732, London, descent level 120.
The landing is gonna be interesting, man.
Delta 120, Virgin 1732.
Speedbird 116, route direct Ockham.
Direct Ockham, Speedbird 116.
To 116, descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, Speedbird 116.
Enter 2 Foxtrot, climb flight level 250.
For vertical speed 500.
Top to 35 Golf Kilo, left heading 075.
Direct to Ockham.
Alitalia
So that way it kind of gets rid of the 250 restriction. Anyway, give us 300 knots. So. And you can keep the speed up below flight level 100 in London, so it's no problem.
88 Romeo, expedite descent until reaching, please. You need to be ideally flight level 200 level Mayfield, but it's a bit late for descent, but just expedite descent until reaching.
We'll try our best for ET8 for Romeo.
Oh, Chucky, you're landing at 1 AM local time. Oh, wow.
And ET84 Romeo, I've just been texting you as well just to help, but route Mayfield...
Yeah, almost there now. I can feel it. I can...
Fate and then battle 1 for Luton. Thanks very much. ET8 for Romeo.
What was the 80s I had?
116, descent level 90, keep speed.
Descent level 90, keep the speed up. Speed burn 116.
Traffic. Virgin 173,
Traffic. So you see, he said keep the speed up, so don't come back 250 below flight level 100, but keep the high speed. Which is fine, we can do that.
Runway 5 Bravo Quebec, redirect Mike Alpha Yankee.
Yeah, Singapore to Paris is a small flight. No problem. Piece of cake.
Runway 5 Bravo Quebec, redirect Mayfield, Mike Alpha Yankee. Top to 35 Golf Kilo, turn left heading 335, then altitude 3000 feet.
Oh, good, Chucky. Thank you very much for watching that.
Alitalia 25 Delta, speed 220.
I think it's quite useful, and that's why we do. There's no need to do any fancy lines and on route 2 and all that jazz. It's just like a situational awareness thing. So 10,000 feet, he said the lights, or some of the lights, the logo light can come on as well. That's good. I'm not gonna look outside too much now because I'm concerned about the PC crashing.
EV337 requesting climb flight level 140.
EV337 climb flight level 230.
Cool, so far so good. Singapore 336, nice. Grandpapa,
EV337 actually climb flight level
QNH 998 landing 27. Thank you, Roy. I'll update the QNH 998.
Sorry, correction, EV337 flight level 290.
EV337 flight level 290.
Perfect, thank you. Speed 116B250 knots. Report that to Heathrow, 119.725.
Second the speed for Speedbird 116.
250, 250.
Okay, 250 and director 119.725 Speedbird.